Hi everyone, today I'm going to be talking to you about informal assessments and supporting assistive technology. Informal assessments are observation-based assessments. They are not the tests, quizzes, or projects. Those would be considered formal assessments. Informal assessments help students show their progress and helps teachers identify any areas for growth or remediation before the administration of a formal assessment. Informal assessments can come in many forms and can be enhanced with the use of assistive technology. In this presentation, we're going to look at the informal assessments such as portfolios, entrance or exit tickets, observations, and checklists. The first informal assessment is portfolio. Portfolios allow students to create a collection of their work to show their progress through the duration of the course. The app that I use in my classes is called Seesaw. Seesaw is an app on mobile devices, so it allows students to access it anywhere at any time. On the app, students can take or upload pictures and videos, and then they can share their portfolios with the rest of the class. And this creates a social aspect. The downside to using this app is that each student would need their own device, which can be a problem in schools or classrooms that are not one-to-one or do not allow bring your own device. And that social aspect could be a negative in that students could add comments that are detrimental to another student's well-being. But this shouldn't be an issue if the portfolios are monitored properly. The next informal assessment is entrance or exit tickets. These are used as a quick way to review course information at the beginning or end of the class. Teachers can use the results to determine student understanding and areas for remediation. The tool that I use most for exit tickets is Microsoft Forms. Again, this has a good accessibility because they can access it from their one-to-one devices or phones. I use a QR code so that they can access that really quickly. The nice thing with Microsoft Forms is that it'll collect data based on responses. So those graphs and charts can show teachers where the areas that the students struggled the most in. That way they can make changes to their instruction or plan for remediation before that formal assessment. The cons to using Microsoft Forms, again, is that each student would need their own device. And it's not that game type setting that Kahoot provides, so students might not be all that motivated to use it sometimes. Our third informal assessment is observations. Observations are when teachers just watch the students. They use the observations to identify student behavior and performance and can be used to determine the student's individual needs. One device that I looked at is called Swivel. Swivel is basically a tablet that's on a rotating stand that records video of the teacher and the students. The teacher can use that recording to later go back and look at students' performance that they may have missed through the duration of the class. Again, the cons to this are student privacy due to the recorded video and needing parent permission for them to do that. This tool is also used just for teacher feedback. Administrators can review this and give teachers feedback on their own teaching. The last informal assessment that we're going to look at is checklists. Checklists work in tandem with observations. So teachers would observe and then mark off what the students know and what they're able to do. This also helps teachers and students keep track of the students' understanding and areas for growth. So this would be a shared item between teacher and student. The app that I found is called Trello. Again, this is a mobile app, so students can access it from their mobile devices. Each student would have their own checklist, but it does work better in a group setting. Teachers would check off skills that they had set in there ahead of time, and then that students can see their progress. If they're 50% of the knowledge complete, 10%, and so on, they can find their areas for growth. The cons to using this type of technology is that, again, each student needs their own device. A checklist needs to be created and shared for each student, which can be a hassle. Again, it's better for larger groups. And for this reason, it's not as user-friendly for teachers because they have to create multiple checklists for each student. In summary, assistive technology can be used to enhance informal assessments, make assessments more accessible to students to have devices. Teachers can get better data collections from the technology, and it helps keep them more organized. Assistive technology is not always going to be beneficial, so it's important to weigh the pros and cons before implementation. Thank you for watching.